For myself, I've never been a big fan of Tarkov, whether it's the realism or the fact that most of your gunplay is based around the game being an RPG. This meaning all your gunfight is primarily handled by your player and not your mouse. Whereas in this game, all of your gunfire is primarily controlled by your mouse, meaning it is how well you can control the recoil. Now, this game is going in the direction to be just like Tarkov, with the likes of beautiful animation to the in-depth weapon customization, extraction style gameplay, and even your own hideout. This is what Escape from Tarkov would be like if it was on the Unreal Engine. Welcome to Project Quarantine. Currently there is a free demo on the Steam store that I highly recommend everyone to give a try, as it can help the development of the game. As I said, this game is going in the direction of Escape from Tarkov, as it is a tactical first-person shooter, with its core being an extraction shooter. In addition to the customizable loadouts, there are also contracts or missions that encourage you to deploy into the map with any loadout that you have available and attempt to survive. The game is based in the US in what they call the near future. The general theme of the game is a collapsed global society creating factions that fight for relevance and the wealth of the fallen cities. The aim is to create a balanced first-person experience that feels realistic, yet enjoyable for all types of players. As already mentioned, the game is still in early development, and the gameplay you see now is all from the Steam store demo. Though if you do wish to get in touch with more of the game's development, you are able to sign up to the developer's Patreon, giving you access to all the latest builds they have released. The current stage that the game is at looks quite impressive, as they are a quite small team and they're coming up to their 3-year anniversary in March. Gathering all the information I could from the devlogs is that the work of co-op is near completion and a new map called Quarry is in the early stages of development. The developers seem to be on a consistent trajectory, keeping up with recent back-to-back devlog updates, both of which containing large amounts of information. When this game does come to early access on Steam, hopefully sometime this year, I doubt it will be free, considering they're currently using a Patreon to make their content exclusive to those who pay. That all being said, the Patreon could be there for those interested in the game that can both donate to the developers and also get early access to some features and gain insight to the game prior to being released. In terms of a release date, I could find nothing. But from playing the current demo and looking at the current public devlogs, I would still say we've got some time until its release. An important thing for them is that when they do release into early access is the game's pricing, because in recent years extraction shooters that have come out have been priced too high, and then the expectation is even higher than expected. Then the games flop. For example, the Marauders game that came out over a year ago now was hyped and priced high. Expectations were even higher, but shortly after its release, the game got some backlash and is slowly dying. It isn't easy to compete with a game the size of Tarkov, but your major selling point is that it's on Steam, and that you aim to make the game available to allow all types of players, casual and hardcore, to play. Now, my time in the demo, I had no issues. The gunfire and gameplay felt correct and smooth, and I ran into nothing major during the demo mission. The gunfights against the bots was as expected from any game, and the looting system in place felt kind of simple but not too finicky. The gun selection was slightly minimal for a free demo, but still enough for me to enjoy the game. One thing I thought that could use some rework was the UIs, but from my understanding, the whole inventory and vendor UIs have been completely overhauled in the devlogs and are available in the Patreon. The simple firing range in your hideout seemed like it had completed its task, with a mechanic I really enjoyed, which was the paper targets, allowing you to see how damaging the weapons could be, compared to some other games that generally just have metal targets that fall one shot. The moving mechanics seemed in order, the guns did feel kind of stiff in your hands, but once again in the devlogs that has been completely worked on and completely overhauled. Along with the simple foliage collision overhaul as well, I thought the game was quite good. The general core of the game was quite complete, and for a demo, it was actually quite impressive to have such detail already. If the developers continue the way they are going, then this project has a very high potential, and the potential to be placed at the top with other big titled extraction shooters. Let me know what you think of the game down below in the comment section, and I do recommend anyone to try the demo on Steam as it is free. Thank you for watching, and peace.